Wise, as an e-money institution, has revolutionized international money transfers and multi-currency management. Its commitment to transparency and fair exchange rates has made it a favorite for individuals and businesses operating across borders. However, it's important to understand that no global financial service operates everywhere without limitations. Just like any other regulated entity, Wise must adhere to international laws, financial regulations, and sanctions, which means its services aren't universally available. As a finance expert, I often encounter questions about Wise's geographical reach. Let's delve into the specifics of where Wise services might be unavailable and the reasons behind these restrictions to help you better understand the landscape of international finance. The landscape of restrictions. Why some countries are excluded. Wise aims for broad global coverage, allowing users to send, receive, and hold money in a vast number of countries and currencies. However, certain countries and regions are consistently excluded from Wise's full suite of services, or indeed any service at all. These exclusions are typically due to a combination of factors. International sanctions and embargoes. This is arguably the most significant reason. Global bodies like the United Nations, as well as individual governments, such as the United States, the European Union, and the United Kingdom, impose sanctions on certain countries or regimes. These sanctions are often enacted to address issues like terrorism financing, human rights abuses, or nuclear proliferation. Financial institutions like Wise are legally obligated to comply with these sanctions, which means restricting or prohibiting transactions to and from sanctioned territories. Anti-money laundering, AML, and counterterrorism financing, CTF regulations. Every country has its own laws to combat money laundering and the financing of terrorism. Operating in certain jurisdictions might pose a higher risk of non-compliance with these stringent regulations. If a country's financial oversight is deemed insufficient, or if it's considered a high-risk jurisdiction, Wise might choose not to offer services there to avoid legal and reputational repercussions. Local licensing and regulatory requirements. To operate legally in a country, a financial service provider like Wise often needs specific licenses and approvals from local regulatory bodies. The process of obtaining these licenses can be complex, time-consuming, and expensive. In some cases, the regulatory environment in a particular country might be too restrictive, unclear, or simply not conducive to Wise's business model, leading them to delay or entirely forgo operations there. Operational challenges. Beyond regulations, practical operational challenges can also limit Wise's reach. This could include a lack of reliable banking infrastructure, difficulties in establishing local partnerships, or prohibitive costs associated with maintaining a presence in a particular market. Countries where Wise services are generally unavailable. Based on the latest information, Wise generally does not support account registration, sending, or receiving money to or from a list of countries and regions. This list is subject to change based on geopolitical developments and regulatory shifts, but consistently includes Afghanistan, Belarus, Burundi, Central African Republic, Chad, Congo, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Republic of the Cuba, Eritrea, Iran, Iraq, North Korea, Libya, Myanmar, Burma, Somalia, South Sudan, Russia, Sudan, Syria, Venezuela, Yemen. Additionally, specific regions within other countries might also be restricted due to ongoing conflicts or sanctions, such as Crimea, Donetsk, Luhansk, Kherson, and Zaporizhia, regions of Ukraine. Palestinian territories, with some specific card usage restrictions. It's crucial to note that not working in can mean different things. No account creation. Residents of these countries cannot open a Wise account. No sending/receiving money. You cannot send money to or receive money from these countries, regardless of where your Wise account is based. Card usage restrictions. Even if you have a Wise card issued in a supported country, it might not work for transactions or ATM withdrawals in these restricted locations. Specific limitations and nuances. Beyond the outright excluded countries, there are also some specific limitations that users should be aware of. Wise card issuance and usage. While the Wise debit card works in over 150 countries where Visa or MasterCard are accepted, its issuance is restricted to specific countries, e.g., US, UK, most of the EEA, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Brazil, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Japan. Furthermore, even if you have a card, there might be local restrictions on its use. For instance, some US-issued Wise cards from specific banks have additional limitations in countries like Bolivia, Cambodia, Ethiopia, Kenya, Lebanon, Nepal, Niger, Pakistan, Paraguay, Sri Lanka, Tajikistan, Tanzania, Turkmenistan, Uganda, and Vietnam, receiving USD from specific countries. There are also specific countries from which you cannot receive USD, such as Guinea-Bissau and Serbia. In-country restrictions. In some cases, Wise might operate in a country but with specific limitations. For example, in India, while Wise transfers are allowed and it's regulated by the RBI, new customers might face restrictions on sending money in Indian rupees, INR. And the Wise debit card is generally not available for residents of India. Similarly, for Malaysian customers, while you can get a Wise card, you can't use it for domestic payments within Malaysia. Why staying informed is crucial. For anyone relying on Wise for international financial management, staying updated on these geographical restrictions is paramount. The global regulatory landscape is dynamic, and changes can occur rapidly. Always check the official Wise website. The most accurate and up-to-date information on supported and unsupported countries, as well as specific service limitations, will always be found in Wise's own help center or terms of service. Understand the why. Knowing the reasons behind these restrictions, sanctions, AML, licensing, helps you appreciate the complexities of global finance and why certain services cannot be universally offered. It's not arbitrary. It's about compliance and risk management. Plan accordingly. If you intend to travel or conduct business in a country that might be on Wise's restricted list, ensure you have alternative financial arrangements in place. Relying solely on Wise without checking its availability can lead to significant inconvenience.